In this video, we're talking about 4 steps to amplify and scale your business. And if you're thinking, oh, I can't scale my business right now, I don't have enough people, I don't have enough time, I want you to challenge yourself to begin thinking about things in a different way. So without further ado, let's get into the conversation. And because I want you to understand the difference between growth and scale. A lot of times when I'm connecting with business owners, entrepreneurs, advisors, coaches, and talking about amplifying and growing their business, I'm talking about more scaling their business and doing so in such a way that you can grow without the limitations of time, money, or resources. So let's start unpacking this. Growth, you're increasing the size of your business, okay? You're increasing your team, right? You're getting more team members to be able to provide more service to more people, which also can increase costs. So growing can have some challenges. When we talk about growth and growth amplifiers, I'm more referring to growing your mindset, growing your skills, growing various aspects in your business to improve, not necessarily growing the size of your business or your team or your costs. That is where I like scale. In scaling, you can keep your costs relatively neutral. You might have some small costs, but you don't necessarily need to increase the size of your team. You don't necessarily need to increase a lot of costs, but you would increase your sales, and that would give you the ability to increase your impact. So you want to grow to improve, and then you want to focus on scaling so that you can have more sales and more impact. So in order to do this, in order to scale, we need to be thinking about leverage. So let's dive into that a bit further. The 4 steps to amplify and scale your business. First thing we're looking about is productize, then monetize, then systemize, then scale. Okay. I want to talk about an advisory firm. Now, I've been working with advisory firms. Maybe it's a CPA practice that wants to start introducing advisory as a service to their clients. And one of the challenges they are facing is, I don't have enough time to take on new clients. The team that I have isn't going to be able to help those clients with advisory services, and I just don't have the resources to scale right now or grow. So we're going to say, first thing we could do is we can productize. You can take your approach to how you help provide transformation to those you serve and productize it into sequential steps in an operating system that could be created once and leveraged many times. You've got high schoolers who are able to run a multi-billion-dollar organization for the most part, McDonald's, because McDonald's has taken their approach and they've productized it and systemized it in such a way where other people can follow the process to run this multi-billion-dollar company. And you can do this for your advisory or coaching firm. So productizing it, branding it, making it your own, but making it in such a way that it can be followed systematically is the first step. Once you have that productization of your offer, you need to monetize it in a few different ways. So monetize it so that you can sell the different stages of the journey and it's profitable. And you can monetize it in multiple ways. You can have a solution where it's DIY, do it yourself. You've taken your knowledge, your information, and your process, and people can purchase this as a course or as a training or as a program and do it on their own. So if they can't afford high tier level services, they can at least afford to doing something. You can create a done with you model so that you're connecting with people in groups, whether that's facilitating workshops or leading a monthly virtual group or in-person group, creating the process that you can lead a group of people through is another model following the same framework. And then you may have one-to-one levels of advisory that you're offering people that do take your time. And if you're following the process, it could be that you're leading them through the process, or you can have members of your team lead them through key parts of the process following the system, and then connect with you on the levels that really need your level of expertise. But if you think about your typical engagement, there's a lot of stuff that is pretty checklist. And then there's some part of the engagement that does require a higher level of knowledge. So you monetize by creating the different offers for the different people you serve of the different products. And then if you haven't done so already, subscribe. We appreciate likes and subscribes. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these steps. And if you're putting these into action yourself, or if you have challenges or questions, please put it in the chat. Thank you for your support. So one mistake a lot of advisors are making when they're trying to amplify and scale their business is they're looking to automate it or systemize it before they have a full working process. They really haven't productized it or monetized it well. And so they're trying to systemize it and automate it. And it's not ready for that. So that's why we have the steps in that order. Productize. Get that process worked out where it is a repeatable process that you can create it once and leverage it many times. Monetize it so that you have offers that will help you get to where you're trying to go. And then look at systemizing it using technology and automation to increase your efficiency and effectiveness. So if you want to do it in that order, because if you try to automate and systemize a broken process, you'll end up with automated broken processes. And that is not a winning solution. So if you're looking at your advisory product, you can create a training with documents and spreadsheets, slides, checklists, and walk people through a process and empower your team with that process so that you're being able to create things once and leverage it many times, walking your prospects and your customers that have a challenge, that have a pain, through the transformation that you can provide them so that they can get what they desire and really get to where they're wanting to go. So that part you can systemize, and when you have that worked out, you can train people how to do that, you can automate it, and you can create it once and leverage it many times. When you have your process productized, when it has been monetized, and you've calculated success, ensuring that it's profitable, and you've systemized it, then now you're looking to scale. You're looking for ways that you can get your message in front of more of your market and grow your business in such a way that you're expanding your sales and you're expanding your profits, but you're not necessarily having to grow the size of your team or take on more substantial more costs. You can do that. If you want to grow the size of your team, you could, but don't let that be a limitation of scaling your business. You can create things and scale your business without having to have a lot more people to facilitate. And at the end of the day, it's not just about the money or saving time. It's about creating a bigger impact. You got in this business to make a difference. You got in this business to help people. And when you go through this process to amplify your business, you're not just doing it for yourself. You're not just doing it for your team. You're doing it for those you serve and providing that transformation to more people. You can reach more people when you scale. You can make a bigger difference. You can have bigger impact when you scale. So that's why I'm challenging you to do the 4 steps to amplify your business. It's transformational. It'll help those you serve. You'll have a bigger impact. It'll also help your team. It'll also help you and those in your life, in your community. So that's what I'm challenging you to do, is thinking about it in this way. And my question for you is, what's the next step for you? What is the next step for you to amplify and scale your business? Put in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you have questions about any of these steps or like some additional resources, please drop me a line. Visit growthamplifiers.com. You can get some of our free resources that will help you go through this process. growthamplifiers.com. And we appreciate you for tuning in and watching. Make sure that you're continuing to pass on the love by sharing and liking this so that others can learn, grow, and we can extend our impact. We appreciate you and the value that you provide in this world. Thank you. To show your support, take a moment to amplify this message by sharing it online. To connect with me or gain more business growth insights, visit www.growthamplifiers.com. Thank you for your support.